Welcome everyone. We are starting tonight's game of Broken Arrow. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to pay our air attacks. And so by putting these Patriot missile launchers in here, we are going to be able to defend our allies across most corners of the map from enemy aircraft. We do have allied helicopters we are going to be able to bring in as well.
Pedal to the metal.
And then we've also obtained new aircraft. These aircraft are focused on suppressing enemy anti-aircraft and anti-ballistic missile sites, and should be rather good at that.
Artillery relocating. Air defense here. We're combat ready.
So we can see that the enemy is deploying a lot of aircraft there. Not fun at all.
The Osprey is
And
in
we
the
do
air.
have our MV-22B Ospreys in here as well. And what this is going to do is this is going to get us a nice, fast defense around our area, so that we can in fact defend this zone from any enemies which would seek to arrive here. So this is going to be our early game strategy, is just to bring in soldiers around these towers here. We're also going to be bringing in mechanized riflemen, and they will also be able to assist in holding this area.
Low and slow.
And so the current MV-22 Osprey is going to be good because it does have a large gun, that large minigun, CAS 17 on the bottom, and a door gunner at the rear of the aircraft. And that is going to be very helpful. You can see that we do in fact have another drone up there as well in Orion. But our allied anti-aircraft is going to make very short work.
Fast landing assistance. What can I do for you? Air defense.
And we have our Patriots, which are currently able to deploy here. Very nice, very all-around nice system.
Air defense. Standing by.
That is going to keep us safe from any enemy aircraft, which may or may not want to make an attack run on this tower we have positioned our troops in.
Osprey reporting in.
And you're also going to want to maintain a low altitude so an enemy anti-air may not see this vehicle.
Flight path updated.
You can also see that the enemy is having a lot of operations on the other side of the river. So it does look like we are being handed this side of the river pretty easily. We are going to attack their other side of the river, where we do see that they have helicopters, and then our AV-8B Carrier 2 Plus is going to be good at it because it is now Sidewinder missiles. Which is something that I have left in a lot of earlier games.
Bangs out. New bearing set. Airstrike is go for effect.
Osprey at your command. Heading there now.
Jump jet standing by. Flying the coordinates.
Highly unfortunate, it seems that our Harrier has been shot down, but we did learn the location of some enemy infantry, which we now begin to terminate with them. Looks like we are going to be moving towards them. they're also going to be forced to take shelter in what I can assume is that building. And our allied infantry will soon be able to provide fire support.
Personal carrier here.
Our Bradley is going to unload our allied infantry into that same tower where we now have taken
Osprey
positions.
ready. New flight plan received. Already there. Thrusting forward.
We are now going to move away from that tower. We did take some line positive damage.
High and fast. Leaving the
Two is going to back the base. Not deploying allied forces into the tower.
Infantry
Actually,
reporting
we're going to move forward quite a little bit. We also have this Bradley which is going to
Copy.
support us.
Relocating.
These allied mechanized riflemen are going to be very good at killing other infantry, and that tower is going to give them a good enough view to do so. And we can see that there are, in fact, Russian drones there. They are going to be a pain in the bottom.
Fly the further they fall.
We do have supply vehicles to help us out with that. Help us out there. Now this Bradley does have an incredibly powerful autocannon. It can be used to contaminate enemy forces very effectively. However, you may or may not notice that we currently lack anti-air weapons on this front, and we are going to move in the LAV-80
Moving there now.
in position near the Patriots. We do have that same anti-air missile in the tower,
Brad here.
but that is only capable of so much,
Moving the next waypoint.
and it can be overwhelmed, and it may also have its missiles countermeasured, for which it does not have good inventory of. It's always going to have extras.
We unleash
And you'll also notice that we have a HIMARS battery here.
landscape designers at your command.
Very elite force,
Proceeding to next base of
capable of
fire.
raining havoc and destruction all the way from the back of the map.
Fit for fight, sir.
It would also seem that some of these mechanized riflemen managed to dismount early, which I find rather weird, but alright. Anyways, they're going to be moving forward, mounting up with allied forces,
Set up a base of fire.
in our allied tower there we can hold up. We can also notice that these Sprint SD are back. Well, these are going to be a light tank / artillery units, which are going to be providing fire support for the main force, which they appear to have left out in front of everything. Out in front of everything that supports them. It's going to be very bad for
Fence
them,
here. We're combat ready.
but very
I
good
got
for
my
us.
ears on. Go ahead.
And I'm going to drop our LAV supplies, which can restock our Patriot.
Left.
And then our LAV 80 over here can move into position to defend our allied Patriots.
Roger. We're Oscar Mike. Lab, awaiting order. Lab standing by. Rocket artillery ready, sir. On ass, we're moving.
It would appear that there is in fact a hostile force here. Has been killed by the LAV 80, and it's very nice done. Or not. So this is bad, because now our allied units, including our allied Patriot batteries, are in fact vulnerable.
That's it for today. Let's go back to base.
This is not something that we want here. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in a force recon, which is generally a light capable infantry unit that will be capable of dealing with such things. We're going to deploy the force recon a bit back from the front lines, and we're going to use the helicopter as a gunship to support the force recon.
Friendly fighting vehicle.
You also notice that we are capable of moving into the area on this side of the field and almost into the area on the other side of the field. So it looks like this game has just been a total wipe.
MLRS ready. Send fire mission. Mission ready. Force recon ready. Infantry ready for action. Venom at your command. Marines Force recon at your command. Maximum power. Flight plan updated. Good to go. We got a clear shot. Marching keeps us fit. Target full block. Engaging. Orcon ready.
Difficult fight, but it would appear that most hostile infantry has been eliminated without significant allied casualties. That is a good thing.
MLRS reporting in.
We do have another HIMARS here, but it would seem a little bit excessive using our little bit of infantry in the forest. Plan one to help out my allies with quite the enemies on the other side of the river.
Artillery mission is over. We are DB. Get your asses in that building.
There's just some beautiful visual effects right there, by the way. Much improved from the closed beta.
Swift, silent, deadly. Hoorah! Air defense ready for action. Anti-aircraft here. Turning to new heading. Proceeding as frag.
Okay, so it would appear that they have not in fact been destroyed.
Orcon standing by.
Highly unfortunate.
Check that building. Lab here. Already there. Get in that building. Affirmative. Troops in combat, send your orders. Lab ready for combat. Roger, we're on the move.
This fight is not looking the greatest for me. We have almost taken out my enemy's areas, but unfortunately they currently
Strike coordinates received.
are managing to put up a heck of a fight over here and threatening my Patriot batteries.
Coordinates received. Commencing attack. Lab here. We're combat ready. Roger. We stop here.
You won't find a faster lawnmower.
Highly unfortunate. A lot of losses.
Tiltrotor aircraft here. Switching altitude.
Moving there now. Armored transport, standing by. New heading set. Rolling on the target area. Coming around now. Friendly in combat! Requesting orders! Friendly under fire! Send your orders! Already there. Holding up position. Jump jet ready. Copy. Relocating. Anti-aircraft team standing by. Viper. Viper awaiting mission. Harrier ready. Armored transport reporting in.
Right now, we're currently heading forward and attempting to scout out the area in front of us.
Flight plan confirmed.
But I'm not sure if this is the proper area to be pushing forward in, or if they've been retreating from the zone.
Roger Wilco. Flight plan confirmed. Heading there. Flying to coordinates. All weapons green. Clear to engage.
And those Mi-28 are going to be a very powerful opponent. Any allied helicopter. And currently, the Vipers are not a threat to the Mi-28 as they currently stand.
Tally ho!
Makes it very difficult to play as the American forces.
Standing by.
Those Mi-28 simply run rampant.
Solid copy. Roger.
And unfortunately, you'll also notice here how the Mi-28 was not shot down, but it was shot down by an ally, and unfortunately our aircraft and crew were destroyed.
Air defense here. We're combat ready. Check.
You do however have another crew that are still retreating, so I also be helicopter detected.
Wilco.
I would like to push forward on the left, and as we can see I have a lot of unspent points. So I am going to push forward with some tanks. And hopefully these will be able to make a through way for allied infantry and
What are you
vehicles.
waiting for? Drive. Changing course. Harrier here. Send traffic. Over. Going for effect.
What I'm going to be doing is bombing that structure, where we did see hostiles earlier. And it's about. But is it going to be prudent to, no. Real guys.
to Texaco.
That was a nice attack, and the building has been mostly destroyed. I would assume any units in it have been killed, and as such, we can move
Warmed
forward.
up and ready to go. Copy. Venom reporting in.
And it would unfortunately appear that a Patriot has been destroyed, but luckily we do have a Viper we can call in to avenge it. And we'll also need to find a second Patriot, because Patriots are a very important line of defense against all enemy aircraft.
Roger. Moving to next waypoint. Mission's over.
And we do have this K-16 Boomerang moving forward,
Combat ready.
and that is going to pose a threat to anything in our backline. It is why we have the Viper in there.
The Viper is in the air. Target received. Engaging. New heading set. Flying there now. Roger Wilco. Engaging. Tally target. Engaging. Flying there. There. New flight plan received. Full power. Heading there. Flying there now. Target locked. Engaging. Clear to engage.
Highly unfortunate. One of our helicopters has been taken out by a torpedo, which is not how I wanted that engagement to go. Although, as you can see, I was a bit indecisive there, which I do believe may or may not have gotten my enemy killed.
Get those tracks moving.
Next, what I'm going to be doing is I am hopefully going to be pushing forward on the left side.
Air defense. Standing by.
And I am also going to be moving forward an anti-air unit
Next waypoint received.
along with those other units. They're going to be in with the Allied forces. Hopefully obtain some more territory.
Anti-aircraft here. M1 Abrams ready for action. Venom awaiting mission. Deploying troops. Air defense at your disposal, sir. Roger. Moving out. Venom here. Flying back to base. The Venom is in the air. The higher they fly, the further they fall. Lab here. Get your asses out of my vehicle. The higher they fly, the further they fall. Heavy armor is ready to rumble. Good copy. Next waypoint received. Heavy cavalry ready for action. Anti-aircraft standing by. Lab at your command, sir. Heavy cav ready to rumble. Lab reporting in.
Landing assistance team, what can I do for you?
Heavy cav ready to roll.
We're going to be moving this tank division forward on the offensive side of things here.
Air
Hopefully this
defense
won't end
secured
too
as
badly
well,
for
sir.
us as other offensive movements have earlier in the game, as I would notice that I'm pretty much the only member of my team on this side of the
Anti-aircraft
entire
here,
map,
at your command.
so I don't really want to poke the bear
What
here.
can I do for you? All trench monkeys, dismount!
Stinger team, standing by.
And we can see that we do have a large number of MV-22B Ospreys over there as well.
Stinger team here.
Lab ready. Heavy cav engaged. Abrams ready to roll. Air defense in combat. Requesting orders. Get us the fuck out of here! What are you waiting for? Drive!
We can see that they have taken up positions in that tower and in that part of the forest. So what are we going to do? We're going to call in a bomber, which will hopefully make things slightly better here by dropping some large bombs on the enemy positions that I am currently witness to.
Stinger team ready.
Then it would appear that we also have some targets
Inbound.
in the back there. We're also going to be dropping bombs on.
Solid copy. Air support mission inbound.
You know, it looks like our Harriers are already under fire from enemy anti-air weapons. That was a disaster. But we did manage to drop some of our bombs on the forested area there that we initially wanted to drop.
Harrier copies.
So this is a very difficult strike, because we can see there is in fact an S-300 there. One of my teammates has spotted that already. What the sidearms are going to do is they are going to fire in that general direction and automatically target the S-300. They're a weapon that we can put on the Harrier to do such things. Now, while that was ineffective, we also have a Prowler here that we can send in.
Proceeding is
Now, I
ready.
am worried that I am simply feeding things to the S-300, but I do believe the S-300's maximum KMS is 4, which it has already
Good
launched.
copy.
Leaping heap here.
And I can see that the Prowler is on its way. It has 2 armed long-range anti-air missiles. And that's like about all it's capable of. That's one purpose, and that's to seek out and destroy hostile radar, after which it can return to the base, and most likely take them out. That's a very nice run. In the meantime, as America, we will rely a lot on our long-range ballistic missiles, which we have not been using a lot in this game.
Relocating to the next emplacement. Air defense here. We're combat ready. Heavy cav is on the field.
One thing to consider is bringing in a Viper, which could be able to turn the tide in our favor in this engagement. Otherwise, mechanized riflemen will most likely have to do. As they are capable of anti-infantry operations, they will most likely be capable of dealing significant damage to the enemy in the zone, although not necessarily.
Heavy cav engaged in combat.
It depends on how many vehicles and how many infantry the enemy has deployed in this area of operations, and on this side of the field, although we will notice that we are currently being pushed by a large number of tanks. The Viper will help out in this fight right here that we are facing off with the BRM,
Move backwards.
whatchamacallit, Russian thing. This M1870 trophy was very good. Being very capable of eliminating hostile threats,
Is on the field.
specifically vehicles, but it is going to struggle against that unit currently in the forest, as well as the fact that our anti-air launcher is still functional but heavily damaged as well. And that is going to be
Osprey,
a
Tilt
large
rotor
negative.
aircraft here.
Now bringing the Viper down, we can see that the enemy is pushing into one of our areas. This is not a good thing.
Ready for action.
We are going to have to
New
come
flight
back
path set.
and deal with that, especially with how many tanks the enemy has brought back here. But the Vipers are no joke and are going to easily overtake the entire area.
Viper here. Maximum power. New flight plan received.
We are going to have to bring the Vipers back so that they are not vulnerable to enemy tanks, machine guns, auto cannons, and complementary turret. The Vipers are going to cause significant damage to enemy tanks, simply from bombarding from a long
Viper
distance.
at your command. We got a clear shot. Heading there. Target locked. Engaging. New heading set. Roger Wilco. Flight plan confirmed. Flying to coordinates.
What we are going to want to do is we are now going to leverage this HIMARS battery bombarding a hostile area. What this is going to do is this is going to make them pay for taking over this allied territory, which we hopefully never would have lost in the beginning, but unfortunately did. It is going to hopefully even the odds. An MB-22 Osprey with 2 tow teams, an anti-air team, and some snipers will hopefully be able to take this area back. I don't really think anything will survive this blast, but you can never be safe.
MLRS ready to fire. Engaging targets with direct fire. Target marked, direct fire.
Osprey ready.
As we can see, there are currently targets moving in to attack us, and unfortunately our Patriot missile battery was destroyed. This is not optional, it is going to be having to circle around those tanks to contain the area. seeing that the Osprey is not shut down, although unfortunately it was. However, we did just hit those tanks with a large caliber munition, and that is most likely going to cause some severe damage.
Turning to new heading.
Fortunately, it would appear that it did not. However, we do have allied aircraft inbound, and they will be able to attack the tanks with bombs, large caliber bombs. What we are seeing here is a tank swarm from the Russian T-80s. They are cheap, they are effective, and they are capable of shooting down hostile enemy aircraft. Makes them a highly effective combatant that has nearly no counters.
Infantry here, we're in combat!
Osprey awaiting mission.
Time to bug out.
Mission's over. We're out.
Anti-aircraft here.
Infantry at your orders. Snipers, standing by.
Harrier, mission ready.
You can see we do have a lot of enemy tanks here. We're going to be commencing an attack against our allied forces, and this flank attack will be deadly. So a warning would be very nice. Unfortunately, it would appear that the enemy has a large number of tanks, and it's impossible to counter them.
Marcon here.
AH-1 reporting in. Roger Wilco. Flight plan confirmed. Flying there now. New heading set. Flight plan updated. Flying to coordinates.
Now the focus for this helicopter is to be able to partially stop or slow down these hostile tanks that are attacking allied positions. Although unfortunately they are not doing a good job. You can notice that some tanks are being destroyed, but that the enemy does still maintain majority control of the other side of the river. And so what one helicopter is going to do, it's going to spend all of its munitions attacking enemies, and this was a very good investment. Can it take back that entire side of the river before the game is won? Maybe or maybe not. Well, we did manage to take back our allied area on that side of the river, and so that was good enough. That was good enough to even the odds with the enemy team again.
Viper is
We are going to
combat
send that
ready.
helicopter back because it has done its job and done a very good job as well.
Engaging bandit. Master arm on. Engaging. Changing course. Under the radar. Fencing out.
What we do see here is a very successful Harrier attack run. which was highly effective against the enemy targets that this aircraft was currently up against. Now what the propeller is going to do is the propeller is going to be able to orbit around in the air against a large number of targets, which is capable of striking anything with the radar, including ground vehicles. Ground into air emplacements that are normally requested for Allied bombers like the Harrier, who would normally shoot down at HIMARS, will be shot down by this propeller. It's a very effective unit.
Jump jet standing by.
Now, it did just expend both of its missiles, and so what it's going to do is it is going to return to the base.
Harrier armed and
We
ready.
now have another Harrier that's capable of dropping a bomb on the enemy forces that are currently in this area here. We are just going to have to hope for the best, because there are a lot of enemies on that attack road. It is a massive attack. It is very, very large. You can also see that the enemy has dropped a number of infantry units behind our allied units, and we are going to have to bring them support.
Make way.
So what we're going to do is we are going to send a number of allied infantry back, as well as an allied anti-air vehicle to provide the support required to hopefully relieve our allied units. I know, a genuinely difficult mission,
New bearing set.
but it is not impossible.
Hercules standing by.
A bomb drop zone there. It is possible to be done, and now our allied aircraft can also move out of the zone of operations to avoid being shot down. We can see that there is also an SU-25P there. And noticed a large number of us. We may consider obtaining an allied air support. Allied air support Patriot, which can clear the skies above the allied operations zone. Patriot PAC-2. A very nice missile launcher.
Moving out.
It's going to be doing a lot of damage very quickly.
Heavy cavalry ready for action.
4 missiles allows it to clear the skies, but unfortunately only for a temporary period of time. In the meantime, our KC-130 was unfortunately just shot down.
Heavy cav is on the field.
In the meantime, we are going to push forward into the Allied operations zone,
Defense here.
and this is going to help us out.
Anti-aircraft here. At your command.
We now do have supplies, and we have also obtained some more enemy supplies. What we're going to do is we're going to move forward into the defended zone. Always forward.
Infantry ready for combat. Infantry here.
We can see that there are a large number of enemy helicopters. Our air defense is back, and our allied force forward. This is going to allow us to safely defend this zone from enemy helicopters. Unfortunately, it would appear that this match was a draw. Looks like it out of time. But this was a good, decent match. An evenly matched game. I thought it was going to be a very easy game. Getting in there very quickly. But they did manage to hold the line, and they definitely made a comeback. Very nice. are going to be doing here is a game with Russia. I'm going to grab a drink and I'll return shortly. Just hold for just 1 second. Unfortunately, it would look like this match is not starting. What we're going to do is refresh a match, and hopefully join something that will. On the Russian side. I do definitely prefer Russia. Okay, guess we're joining an American match. Started here. Alright, so, I think the battle has begun here. This is a very nice battle. This is actually the first map I ever played on in this game. Wow. Yeah, very nice. You're going to be deploying the Patriot, have to pair air attacks onto this here mountaintop. And you're going to be deploying an LAV-L with it to resupply. And we have 2 Patriots there. You're going to be hoping nothing comes along, nothing smites us or anything. That is not always a guarantee.
Copy. Relocating.
now as the game begins. The campaign to deploy a KC-130J Global Hawk, plus Scout Snipers, and an LAV-AD has unfortunately overtaken me, so I will be doing that right now.
Roger, flying there.
And I will be airdropping right onto the forward capture point, which should make this entire game a breeze. As you heard, I did have some hiccups there. So we are going to be moving towards the second capture point, where my team is taking over. But I'll be most certainly moving towards the third capture point to hopefully drop something there, or that MI8 M25 can drop something very nice. My team has managed to shoot it down. We do have an SU-57.
Plane ready.
You can only hope that it misses, and okay, that's good. It did fail to make its attack. However, only some of our units managed to deploy, which is very unfortunate. Only half of our scout snipers. But one important thing is that the LAV-AD did manage to deploy. Very good, very nice. We do, however, it will look like the enemy has taken over the skies above the current combat zone. So we're going to be activating one of those Patriots early. We're going to move the scout snipers into a defensive position. We're going to be sending the US crew back, because we're going to get 60 points when that returns. And it does look like it can return from this position. And the LAV-AD is going to be moving into a position it can use to properly defend from enemy attacks.
Air defense, standing by.
Enemy air attacks. Patriot Pack 2 has already fired off 2 missiles without even deploying. Very good start. We have another Patriot on the hill, and we're going to have our supply LAV moving back.
They can't track us.
In the meantime, the Patriot is going to move up to the hill, this Patriot that we deployed here. And then it would appear that we should capture the zone. We can send literally anything to capture the zone. So a UH-1Y with Force Recon, for example, will work. And in the meantime, we are moving up here to capture this zone against the P-15 Barbaresses, which is going to be a very tough fight here. We are going to need Harriers to help us up here.
Flight
And
plan
don't forget,
updated.
Harriers, they're very expensive and they don't last for a long time, much like drugs. Never actually taken drugs. So we have the 2 Harriers moving in here. Our scout snipers are unfortunately under heavy attack. And it will look like there's still a Russian aircraft back there that is still
Aircraft here.
in a hostile position toward us at this exact moment. Now the UH-1Y Venom is going to drop into the second area, but it will look like in our haste to explore the second area, we did not in fact manage to capture the third. It would look like we have in fact been shelled significantly, and while the carrier is backing out, it was able to suppress some enemy air defenses. It was not able to suppress all of them and was shot down.
Venom,
Now I want
standing
to
by.
move Venom. That is a Panzer. It is not capable.
Flying
The
there.
Venom is not capable of engaging a Panzer. So what we're going to do is we're going to move Venom into a gunship position over here. Hopefully support what's going on there. Our US crew is apparently dropped into the water. I don't think they can move there. And our Prowler is currently engaging targets. Like that Buck M3 there, which it can engage from long range.
Inbound.
And it would appear that the Buck M3 was significantly damaged,
Bugging
or
out.
even destroyed, but the Prowler is going to have to reverse. It is very satisfying to see that.
Copy.
It would appear that the US crew is unfortunately down in the ocean, not permanently there,
Orcon ready.
and it would also appear that we lost our third zone. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to deploy a HIMARS. HIMARS is a large vehicle with no right to exist that strikes enemies like a rod from God. Much like Zeus's master Thunderbolt, it rains down from the sky and it causes immense disruption in fact, it has such a long range that it barely even has to leave spawn. You can see the order it fires straight from the back of the map, and I think it will do so. Yes, it's aiming here, and as it launches these missiles, these are going to be massive, absolutely massive munitions. Then we can simply send it right back, much like an airstrike, but just slightly more expensive, slightly cheaper actually. It is capable of eliminating pretty much everything in a zone. Those T-80UM2s are going to be in a world of hurt here as our second HIMARS comes up to the batting stand. Very, very nice. The Patriots are currently appearing to be overwhelmed and under fire by hostile enemy vehicles as they're forced to unset up and get down into the bushes. They will not be able to hold that position, and especially not well under fire. It is highly unfortunate that a vehicle has arrived here, but a Viper will solve this. We saw that it was a Sprut. A Sprut is a vehicle with an artillery cannon, and that can also be armed with the APGMs we just saw. But it is not, and it is not capable of firing anti-air missiles. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be firing on this hostile tank here. And as we saw from the last game, we do not want to be moving our support in too quickly, or else they will be shot down. We're going to wait, and we're going to see what the results are. And as we wait for the HIMARS to impact, we can now see that both of them have launched, and we can, in fact, send the HIMARS back to its spawn. And we saw that both of these launches were incredibly devastating. We also see that we do in fact have an ABM there, which is a mortar vehicle that can be moved into position. And I'm going to see if I can put that US crew out of their misery. Highly unfortunate.
Fire coordinates received.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go with a no on that one. Not a pure friendly fire is a thing in this game. Now we are currently moving throughout the battle space. And it would look like our Viper was shot down, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put two tow teams in position in that building. What they're going to do is they're going to land there. They are going to be able to hold that zone. I will take people to move back up to its position, because as you can see currently, Russian aircraft are existing without being struck down by the Patriots, and this is a bad thing. Also see that there are enemies, unfortunately outside of the LAV's mortar range, but moving just a little bit closer, they can be inside the LAV's mortar range. And what it does is it makes it so that these LAVs can move in and bombard those infantry which are currently killing our allied and our own infantry. Not a good thing. Now we can see that the Sprut is still in existence over there, which we can drop it back. Yeah, also with this not getting shot, we're going to put it on the road. So that is currently loading rockets and the infantry that's currently in that building. We're going to move teams away. They are not a match for the infantry currently in that building. We can see that there is currently BMD-2M, but it does look like it is safe to return to the supplies we have perched on that hill. And our two teams are currently in the forest, fire into those buildings. It is important to remember that these teams are anti-vehicle teams and are not capable of fighting back the You know, we see that allied forces do appear to have been flanked by an enemy tank. One or two tanks, and our own teams are currently standing up with BMD-2M. This is an armored vehicle, and it does have heavy weapons, which are going to be putting holes in our TT team. It is unfortunately currently reloading, but it does appear to have destroyed the BMD-2M. It is, however, going to require supplies to reactivate and repair itself.
Anti-tank here. We are
If you have plenty of munition, from the health has been significantly decreased by the BMB-2M, that is never a good thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to obtain an excuse to bring an Osprey out. We're bringing out supplies and an IFABM2, and that is going to be all the excuse we need to bring an Osprey out and get up and repair. Now, it would seem that unfortunately our Prowler has been destroyed, but it would be good to retake up the fight against Area 3 here, like we started with, as I would like to finish the job. And also here that our Patriot is currently maintaining position against an air unit. Now, as I said, that was taken out by an SU-34. Now, sent all of our supplies to come from the Osprey, which is currently my lifeblood over on the right side there. I'm going to bring out a Harrier 2+, which is going to hopefully
New heading set.
take out this Mi-35M we can see here.
Harrier, mission ready.
And what this is hopefully going to do is eliminate hostile attack. Now we can see that our allied F-18C Hornet was able to do so as well. But we can also see that there are currently a number of hostile anti-air weapons there, which these bombs on this aircraft, for which we have two 1,000-pound bombs, are going to help us eliminate, and it's going to be a very nice thing. Unfortunately, it would appear without a helicopter and its supplies and how we're destroyed. Very demoralizing, very sad, but we will have to bring in supplies somewhere, and LAVL may be the way. It is small, and they will most likely will not see us in the supplies, which is definitely a good thing.
affirmative.
As you can see, there is a hostile supply location, as well as some artillery weapons, most likely what destroy the supplies. So what are we going to do? We're going to bring in our Harrier, and we're going to tell it to bomb the supply location in the artillery in short order. Now, unfortunately, our US kid was killed, but we do, I believe, have HIMARS ready for whenever we have enough bullets to actually make use of it. Unfortunately, we do not currently have an anti-air weapon, but our team does currently have anti-air weapons in the form of aircraft, I believe, which is not currently seen on the ground. Now, having anti-air weapons could be a fatal flaw, but I am confident that we will be able to create aircraft with a high level of effectiveness. Unfortunately, it would appear that we were smitten by an enemy anti-air weapon. If HIMARS, we'll be able to solve this. HIMARS can strike from above with incredible effectiveness, and will most likely be able to totally and completely eliminate the enemy anti-air weapons. And oversee that we do currently have a number of small jeeps that are going to help us out against the enemy helicopters, which do currently roam this territory. What they're going to do is they're going to open up with their MG-grounded machine guns, and this will be decimated. So we know that these are not large anti-vehicle weapons and should not be expected to kill that well. They're only here for fighting as infantry helicopters. Now, this is an admittedly neutral, but it will help out in the fight in the long run. Unfortunately, it would seem that the other team is currently moving in an attempt to take over this area. That is not a good thing. And we do not also, should be noted, that we do not have the defenses to keep this area in Allied hands if they were to make a large push right now.
Mission's over. Heading back
If
to
they
Mars.
have not made a push, is already very good. But we cannot rely on them holding back, as they are prodding, and if they actually make that push, then we will lose this area, which would put us behind them, as we are currently
Already
tied.
there.
Now we can also notice a T-90M, which is currently weak, but we do not currently have an anti-air vehicle here. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in a Venom, and we can assume that they've airdropped some enemy forces on the beach over there. And we also notice an SC-57 and an SC-30SM. What we're going to do is we're going to take our allied Patriot here and we're going to operate early where it may or may not be able to strike them.
Anti-tank, here.
Now you can see that there is a T-90M arena that should not be relied on for all of our weapons. All... What?
New heading set.
We're not going to rely on the T-90M. We are however going to rely on it to remain still
Flying there now.
while we're able to kill it. While we're able to move the Venom into position.
Full power.
Low and slow. Which will allow us to remain mostly stealthy and under the noses of our enemy aircraft which are currently up there.
Roger. We're Oscar
What
Mike.
we're going to do is we are going to move this Patriot battery forward. We are going to move it into position on our allied supply point so we can hopefully have some hope of killing it. I'm hoping killing all of the aircraft that are above, because there are a lot. You can also notice that there is in fact a Svelik and MN there.
Flight plan confirmed.
We're going to avoid a straight line of fire with it because it is an anti-aircraft missile launcher, and that is incredibly dangerous.
Heading there.
Now we can obtain some distance, we can begin moving back. Base the two main points from that.
Planning assistance.
We are going to need our Patriot to be in the position to defend us from enemy weapons.
Lab, ready for action.
The LAV-ATM can take up a defensive position here and will help us out against
Copy.
enemy vehicles.
Relocating.
Swift, silent, deadly.
One problem with this plan though is that we do not have an infinite amount of supplies here. We cannot hold out forever.
Reconnaissance, standing by.
Luckily we do not have to hold out forever, because by capturing the third area within 27 minutes, we will be able to win. 27 minutes will oftentimes feel like forever. It's not quite forever. We can hopefully move the Prowler in, hopefully take out that Sonnet. And don't forget the Prowler is going to be our heavy anti-air weapon. It is capable of dealing immense damage to radar-guided anti-air weapons, including the Patriot, ST-100, and hopefully Sozny. I have no idea if we can actually do that. I'm really guessing.
Viper ready for combat. All weapons green. Clear to engage. Harrier standing by.
Now we do still have that IL-76 back there. We could move in to have it shot down. I do not currently feel like that is necessary, but I will have the Harrier around and hopefully we'll be able to move into an offensive position enough to have it shot down.
Awaiting mission.
We can see that we did just take out the Sozna and we will move Viper back so that it can regenerate its HP. While moving back towards the back of the map, we can have that last IL-76. I don't know why it's frozen, but it is. And so we can hopefully move back, have it shot down.
Proceeding as frag.
We can't currently see that allied units are being killed by enemy vehicles here. Well, that should not discourage us. And the Harrier's fuel is currently low, but we are going to take a run or a shot at the IL-76 MD, and that will hopefully be worth it. Highly unfortunate, as it was shot down by a missile from the shoreline.
New heading set. Rolling on the target area. Coming around now. Coordinates received. Commencing attack.
We noted that there is a large number of enemy targets here. These enemy targets are armored vehicles, which it is going to be difficult to penetrate. However, currently, O-Team 2s are available, and so they are going to be brought in Allied Humvees to put up resistance in this valley here, and this Inuit ambush.
Moving out. MLRS ready.
We also now have 2 HIMARS, which are currently available for operations. We're going to make this very easy by currently stunning enemy targets before they can engage in combat. There are also hostile forces, Russian aircraft and Russian drones, and the T-160 is an Angel of Death. It can currently deploy 12 cruise missiles for what is admittedly a large cost, but it is a very powerful aircraft. And it's currently, it would appear that there is a bad connection for that player, because it is kind of moving
Artillery standing by.
haphazardly, I want to say.
Designers at your command.
It would also appear that the T-90s are currently retreating,
Awaiting orders.
as if they do not want to take this fight, which I'm all for, because I do not currently have the ability to take this fight. We can't, however, move the Co-Team 2s into position anyways, as it would appear there are enemy vehicles looking to take up a position on top of that hill. So what are we going to do? We're going to bomb them into tomorrow
Direct fire.
with these other HIMARS we have here. And I'm really loving these vehicles. The game may or may not have just crashed, though. The game did not just crash. Very nice. I thought we did, but I was mistaken. And we can see that, I believe even though there's crashed units underwater. HIMARS is going to take its shot, and it's actually going to move. We can back it out, and bring it support, or we can move it all the way out, or all the way forward, and then have it bring supplies. I'm going to take the option to bring supplies here, because I feel like it will allow it to get back into action quicker. And a lot of players did just crash. So it would appear that I was handed a number of my allies' units. These lighter blue units here, I assume, are now mine. I can now control them.
Weapons team standing by.
Interesting selection. I don't really know what to do with them,
Delivery point received.
but I am going to do my best here. But I do not currently have to deploy very many units of my own.
Forcon standing by.
I'm however going to deploy offensive now on the right side here. Push into this area, and then I'm most likely going to get these units killed. But we're going to take the aggressive approach and move into that forest. Over here on the right, we do have a Patriot battery and some Pivads. Pivads is a gun system. It is only a gun, and I'm unsure if it's capable of targeting missiles or not. It does, however, have an excellent range, and it is currently firing in supply, which is very good. Note over here that some of the units have been taken back, but we also have 2 HIMARS batteries there. Very interesting. It would appear that they were meant to fire ATACMS. Very strong missiles. Very long range missiles. Incredibly strong in every manner of speaking missiles.
Mission is over. You return to base. Get us out of here, driver!
So it would appear that this HIMARS is currently under fire. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the logistics vehicle, and then if the artillery fire has stopped, I'm actually going to move back into the zone. Now what we See here is that our forces are currently under fire and should continue that friendly zone to avoid being shot at by any snipers, by the way. What we're going to do is we are going to move forward here, and then we must push them into close quarters because we do not have snipers.
Anti-tank ready for
The
action.
Token team is going to be moving forward to hopefully be able to attack those other hostile units there. And our HIMARS, very capable, are firing specialized missiles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bombardment because I do not want to lose those, since if they are my teammates, I cannot get them back either. That is highly unfortunate. What I'm going to do is I'm going to command a carrier over there. And it is going to target those hostile helicopters. One LAV-L is brought in to support my allied units, which are going to be moving forward there. And what the Harrier is going to do is it's going to target that MI-8 AMTSH while the attack comes in and wrecks anything that gets close to it,
Team at your orders.
including those hostile Russian forces.
Rock up, we're moving.
Our SO2 team is going to have to flee from the enemy infantry because it is not an active combat unit. If it's shot at, it will die. Don't forget, those are two-man teams down there. We want to be HIMARS, however, from the Republic side. And we can also have the Harriers drop bombs on the target zone.
Strike coordinates
A
received.
very powerful tool.
MLRS reporting in. Engaging targets with direct fire. MLRS ready to fire. Direct fire engagement.
It would unfortunately appear that the Harrier was shot down, but we now know that there is an anti-air there, and we can, in fact, deploy a Prowler to a close-by zone to hopefully be able to take it out if it has
You're flying there.
radar. Now the Prowler, don't forget, will not work if the target does not have radar, so it is important to know what target we are facing off against.
Regroup and move up.
Because we don't know, we're going to be somewhat cautious. So remember that if the target does not have a radar, the vehicle will be unable to shoot as it cannot hold on to him with its systems. Source Recon is going to move into the wreck of this building over here.
Harrier copies.
And our Prowler here is going to want to stay far away from that Sozma, because that is not a radar-guided vehicle.
Force recon.
Our infantry here is under attack by hostile enemy forces, so what we're going to do is we're going to take these HIMARS, we're going to move them out of supply so that they do not give away that position, and we're going to open fire against infantry and helicopters.
Anti-tank unit here, sir.
While our HIMARS there resupplies, we can move into our ally supply zone, and because it should be known that the HIMARS are supply-intensive units, they're also very, very powerful. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a bombardment on this zone right here, and we're also going to target the Russian helicopter over there. A large explosion, large enough to knock down a local helicopter. What I'm also going to do is they're going to open fire, and the Protein 2 there is currently under attack by hostile vehicles like that BMD-2. And so with the HIMARS having already shot, they're going to move into a launch site as their missiles come down with a fiery vengeance. Highly effective missiles. We have another hit over there. That did just hit that helicopter, although it does not appear to have done any damage. What we can do is we can bring the tanks over on this left side. And the support vehicle like the LAV-AD. This will help on enemy helicopters. And then in the air, we will have a Viper and an MV-22 Osprey with mechanized riflemen to take on enemy infantry, which we do see around here. One of the best ways to kill infantry is with more infantry, because they are very flexible. And we do, however, have another tow team too here we can bring in, because this one does appear to have taken heavy damage.
If shooting doesn't work, shoot harder!
Making another Viper, and we want to make sure that we do have plenty of distance between the enemy forces. You can see that there is a hostile tower, so it's carrying a whole lot of fighting. That's highly unfortunate. You can see that this fortified tower is in fact full of enemy infantry that do have anti-air weaponry. What we do is we're going to bring our carrier, and it is going to put out bombs. Instead of 1,000-ton bombs, which are simply earth gatherers, we're going to drop them right on top of the tower.
Copy. Bugging out.
Everyone, dismount!
When we do this, we're going to unload another tow team. This is absolutely imperative to get contact right now before they're killed by the hostile teams. It would appear that that hostile is more running away, but will we be able to get that second shot on time? It looks like yes. It did unfortunately have a terrain obstacle. That was a hill. I'm going to now send that team back to base. They're currently panicked, but when they begin to move faster, they will be able to move significantly more effectively, and they'll be able to return to the base. And that will be very good. Now we do have another HIMARS battery, and we also have our allies' HIMARS battery over here. And these two are going to be moving off to the side, once again, to take their shot at the enemy positions. As you can see, we do have hostile launchers. They are most likely going to have at least one or two anti-tank launchers. And now they're going to move forward. They're going to remain in range, but as far away from enemy positions as possible.
Solid copy. Lead out. Bring us there in 10 seconds, not 10 fucking minutes. Gunner, target up ahead.
These M1A2 SEP-B3 trophies appear to be very powerful units here. They're very nice. We are going to have to move away outside of the firing range of those artillery units which are currently raining down fire. Luckily their fire was ineffective, but it was still hostile fire and it is still dangerous. So we are now going to rush towards them. But as we can see here, there are hostile enemy tanks in the position, in the offensive position. We do not want to fight. So we are going to have to kill them with the HIMARS we currently have in our possession. You know that there are hostile infantry forces. So we are going to smoke up our allied tanks, second of two. Hopefully is able to find out what is taking those shots and take it out before it kills our friendly tank. Because I do believe that was a side shot. Now we can see that there's a P90 ammo arena there. Not a nice thing. So we're going to bring in the M1A2 SEP-B3 and we're going to have it engage in direct combat with the T90 ammo arena. The SEP-B3 is larger and more powerful than the T90 ammo arena. So that is basically a given. We are going to have to bring an LAV-L out now into combat towards the front lines to deal with those hostile aerial vehicles and to also help repair again the fortress that are destroyed. So it looks like we're not going to be able to protect both tanks by chance.
Jump jet standing by.
Now the Prowler is currently looking for hostile enemy fighters. There's hostile enemy airborne fighters are on the Prowler's... No, it's an anti-air vehicle. Never mind, I was tired. The Harrier Plus now can target anti-air fighters. And that is going to be one of the things that's very good. Please forgive me if I do misspeak. The Empire is currently left down here.
Need supplies?
And it would appear that our LAVL is just a little bit late, but we can't help out our allies tonight, so we're going to be doing that.
Harrier ready.
And we did manage to stop our bombs, so now the Harrier is going to be returning, even though it is currently being fired on by hostile missiles. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop our LAVL supplies, and then we're going to get on out of there. Tell our allied tank, and then it is prepared. Fortunately, it would appear that our allied tank did not manage to be there with the supplies, which were dropped a little bit late.
Anti-aircraft here.
And it looks like we are currently lucky enough to have yet another HIMARS battery available for use. So we're going to be launching that at hostile targets. This is very, very nice. Although unfortunately it would appear that we are currently holding only 1 out of 4 areas, which is going to count as a loss in this game. It's not acceptable, and we do need to push forward, as that would be way, way better. The LAVM here is going to be brought in, although will it be effective against an enemy's heavy armor? I personally don't think so, but it is a mortar, and as such it does have prompt attack abilities, because those shells are raining down from above, which allows it to penetrate through armor, and in fact skip it entirely. I'm actually going to redirect that Viper over here to this side
Rocket artillery at your order, sir.
of the map, and then seeing as we're losing that area up there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to completely level it with the HIMARS to hopefully get us a reset. And what that's going to do is that is potentially going to move the area. I'm not sure if that's a feature, but if not, it's going to kill everything in there and stop them from building defensive fortifications around the area. It would appear that we have had more player disconnects as the game is no longer responding. It is highly unfortunate that the servers are so unstable. Very close. I'm not sure how much the game is lagged. That was a good, almost a couple minutes that we were waiting there. And then the player did disconnect.
The Viper is in the air. Eye in the sky.
We are going to bring the Vipers in, and it is going to begin raining fire down on those hostile targets. Along with our allied border support, please don't forget we do not want the enemy supporting a use of those supplies, so I'm going to scuttle those and bring the Viper back, hopefully outside of the range of those hostile BMGs with their autocannons that are currently shredding our Viper. Now, unfortunately, it would look like the Viper was shredded, but I am going to fire both HIMARS rockets from my own HIMARS batteries at it.
Rocket artillery at your
And
disposal,
while our allied HIMARS have managed to take advantage of the bombardment and take the area, now we're going to be getting bombardment of BMDs over on this left side of the map here. We're also going to bring in a Harrier for that strike, and we're going to move the HIMARS out. LAVM did a very nice job, completely obliterating the area. And then what our Harrier is going to do is our Harrier is now going to precision strike that P-80, which is the only enemy tank which currently poses a threat. In the meantime, we are going to bring in allied units, hopefully push forward on, which area was it that we wanted? Area 3. This area that we wanted at the very beginning of the game. Now we have noticed that our enemy has a tendency to use tanks, so tow teams, very good choice here. Mechanized riflemen, a good choice here. 2 IFAVs, maybe yes, maybe no, but they are definitely going to provide us with a chance at taking over that third area, and for this game to not be a draw. Do we want another draw game? I would really like to end this night on a good note, but that may or may not be possible. And we can see over it that the enemy does have a lot of anti-air, so we are actually going to move forward towards this field, with the hope to be outside the range of our enemy's anti-air,
moving under radars.
as we do not want to get shot down before we landed. That would be a very bad thing to happen. They have made good use of the Sosna, a Russian anti-helicopter launcher, I guess would be the correct term.
Flight plan updated.
And unfortunately, they did just manage to shoot down another Osprey. As I said, they have been very effective.
Maximum power.
What we are going to do is we're going to take this MB-22 and we're going to send it back to base. Over the current allied units we have here are going to begin moving toward cover,
Viper at
so
your
we
command.
have a better chance of doing things, and we can also see a Tunguska M there, which we need to back away from. This we're going to quickly, but unfortunately the Russian Verba is good
Good
kills.
to go.
We're going to move the IFAB into position to hopefully take out the Verba.
Moving to next waypoint.
Now the Verba is a rocket launcher, and it's approximately operating to a 2. Ooh, 8. It's operating to 8. That's how it is. It's going to be a hard fight for our IFAB, and we're just going to need support. I'm going to have the armor to be front line unit. While our allied soldiers have entered into the building, are going to take them from fire, if we now do have that durability bonus in the doors. What we can now do is move our allied soldiers forward and allow them to put down an incoming fire on that hostile building. As we're going to slowly move toward that third area, in this last minute, I'm going to do what is hopefully going to save this game by putting everything into an attack on this final sector. This is going to be
Flight
a
plan
terrible idea here. But I'm going to try it, because what do I have to lose? We're just going to airdrop everything on that last sector.
plate here. Send target.
Let's see if we can capture it. I really hope so, but I'm not sure.
Harrier armed and ready.
We have our Prowler coming in. We have our Harvester Hawk coming in low,
New bearing set.
so that hopefully cannot be targeted.
Proceeding as frag. Harrier here. Send traffic.
And we can see that there's a Tunguska M1 there. This Harvester Hawk is going to be playing around the side of the map. And while Area 2 is maintained in safety, this Harvester Hawk is going to go around the side, and it's going to do what's called a pro-gamer move and take over that third area. It is going to capture the third area, and it is going to make sure that this area is not within enemy hands. If it is not within enemy hands, then it is now no longer a draw. Or it looks like we are just getting a little bit too late here. We cannot fully capture the area in the time required to make this game a victory. but this was very close. Very close game. Now this has been a wonderful stream. I think I'm going to log off for tonight. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all again tomorrow.